Most people believe self-discipline is about feeling motivated. They wait for energy, for confidence, for the right mood. That belief alone ruins more lives than laziness ever could. It creates a silent dependency. People begin to think action must be preceded by emotion. That progress requires inspiration. That discipline is a feeling state rather than a control system. This belief quietly trains people to remain passive whenever their internal weather is unfavorable. Motivation is emotional weather. It shifts with sleep, food, stress, relationships, news, and hormones. It is chemically unstable. Building your life on it is like building an empire on shifting sand. Machiavelli understood this 5 centuries ago. He never trusted moods, inspiration, or moral intention. He trusted systems, and that is why his thinking still governs real power today. Modern culture treats motivation like fuel. If you can find enough of it, everything will work. This is backwards. Fuel burns. Systems endure. Motivation surges, then collapses. Structure compounds quietly over time. The real danger is not lack of desire. It is dependence on unstable forces. Machiavelli built his political philosophy on this single observation: humans are inconsistent. Any system that relies on consistent virtue will eventually fail. Machiavelli's core insight was simple and brutal. Human behavior is unstable. People are forgetful, impulsive, and short-sighted. Gratitude fades, fear shifts, loyalty dissolves, memory weakens, even strong intentions decay under pressure. This is why Machiavelli warned rulers never to build power on affection alone. Circumstances change, incentives change, and when conditions change, behavior changes with them. A ruler who depends on goodwill collapses the moment conditions turn hostile. A ruler who depends on structure survives instability. Stability must be engineered, not hoped for. The same principle governs personal behavior. If your discipline depends on how you feel today, your future is ruled by randomness. Emotional states are volatile. They rise and fall with minor biological and environmental changes. Building your habits on them produces inconsistent action. Inconsistency compounds into failure. This is why willpower always fails. Willpower is treated as a moral quality, but it is a biological resource. It drains with repeated use. Decision fatigue weakens it. Stress consumes it. Even the most disciplined individuals experience cognitive depletion. Modern psychology now confirms what Machiavelli observed intuitively: effort cannot be the foundation of stability. Willpower is an emergency mechanism. It functions briefly under pressure, not continuously under routine. It is designed for crisis, not consistency. In moments of danger or urgency, it can surge. In ordinary life, it depletes. It cannot govern daily behavior because daily life is repetitive, not dramatic. A system that requires constant heroic effort will eventually collapse under its own weight. No human can operate permanently in emergency mode. You do not need stronger will. You need fewer moments where will is required at all. Machiavelli never described discipline as inspiration. He described it as command. A prince does not negotiate with his army each morning. He establishes law, routine, and consequence. Soldiers do not debate orders based on mood. Order removes hesitation. Structure replaces persuasion. Control comes from eliminating choice, not glorifying struggle. Modern self-help culture does the opposite. It trains people to emotionally negotiate with themselves every day. Try harder. Stay positive. Find motivation. This creates fragile discipline that collapses when energy disappears. Machiavelli designed systems that function when emotions vanish. A disciplined person is not highly motivated. A disciplined person is governed. This distinction is uncomfortable because it removes romance. There is no heroic narrative. There is no daily battle. There is only design. Behavior occurs because it must occur. Machiavelli argued that freedom without structure produces weakness. States collapse when laws become loose. Armies fail when command dissolves. Societies decay when rules lose authority. The same applies psychologically. Unlimited internal freedom creates instability. If every action is open to debate, nothing becomes fixed. Modern culture glorifies emotional freedom. Machiavelli understood operational freedom. Real freedom is not the absence of rules. It is rule by effective rules. If you must feel ready before acting, your emotions are sovereign. You are not. True discipline is internal government. You rule yourself the way strong states rule territory, with laws that do not ask permission. This is why motivation collapses in real life. In fitness, people wait to feel energized. When motivation is high, they train aggressively. When it fades, training stops. Progress becomes cyclical instead of cumulative. Machiavellian discipline removes the emotional veto. Training is not a preference, it is scheduled law. The calendar commands the body. The body obeys structure, not enthusiasm. This is why professional athletes rely on routines, not inspiration. Their systems function on bad days. That is the point of systems. In focus and attention, people wait to feel productive. They plan to work once they get in the mood. The mood rarely arrives. Distraction fills the vacuum. Machiavellian discipline redesigns the environment so distraction becomes difficult. Notifications are removed. Access is restricted. Work begins automatically at fixed times. The system acts before the mind can object. This is governance, not self-talk. In finance, people rely on good intentions. They plan to save when life becomes easier. Life never becomes easier. Income rises and spending rises faster. Motivation to save collapses under social pressure and convenience. Machiavellian discipline automates control. Money is removed before spending decisions occur. Structure bypasses temptation. This is the difference between moral self-control and mechanical self-control. Moral control depends on character. Mechanical control depends on architecture. Machiavelli always chose architecture. He did not trust human goodness. He trusted institutional design. The same realism applies inward. This logic comes directly from the Prince. Machiavelli warned that rulers who depend on virtue alone fail. A good ruler in bad circumstances still collapses. Only systems survive unstable conditions. Power must function under worst-case assumptions, not ideal behavior. This is not pessimism. It is engineering. Strong systems assume human weakness. Weak systems assume human strength. Modern self-help assumes people will behave well if they feel inspired. Machiavelli assumed they would not. Your emotions are not loyal subjects, they defect daily. Hunger, fatigue, stress, boredom, and desire constantly shift allegiance. If your behavior is governed by mood, your life is governed by chaos. Machiavelli's solution was not cruelty, it was stability. Power comes from predictability. Discipline is not self-punishment, it is self-sovereignty. This completes the arc of mastery. First, you understand how the world actually works, not how it should work. Second, you understand how people behave under pressure, not how they describe themselves. Third, you apply the same realism inward. You stop trying to inspire yourself. You start governing yourself. You no longer ask, "Do I feel like it?" You ask, "What is the law?" Once behavior is law-based, it becomes stable. Once it is mood-based, it becomes fragile. This is why discipline outperforms motivation every time. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. Motivation asks. Discipline commands. Motivation must be renewed daily. Discipline only needs maintenance. Motivation is reactive. Discipline is automatic. Motivation depends on feelings. Discipline depends on design. This is the real shift Machiavelli offers. Power is not force over others, it is order over yourself. Most people attempt to conquer the world while their own behavior remains lawless. Machiavelli reversed the sequence. Internal anarchy guarantees external failure. Once you grasp this, everything changes. You stop waiting to feel ready. You stop negotiating with moods. You stop romanticizing struggle. You stop mistaking intensity for control. You replace fragile willpower with permanent structure. Not because you are weak, but because you finally understand how humans actually function. That is Machiavelli's system, not inspiration. Governance. If this changed the way you think about discipline, then this channel is for you. We don't sell motivation, we teach control, structure, and real mastery over yourself and the world. If you want more thinking like this that actually makes you sharper, like and subscribe.